Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video I want to talk to you guys how to care for and rebloom your hardy mums and perennial asters. Now this mum here that is huge, beautiful and gorgeous, I've planted it in this spot earlier this spring. I have a couple other examples of things that I've had in the ground longer, but look at how massive this is. And I think this mum started out as a 6-inch pot. Now what I typically do is once I get it in the ground and it's bloomed the first fall, I typically won't cut it back until the spring. So what I do in the spring is just use my, these are actually sheep shears. And what I do in the spring is I'll just come in and, like with a boxwood or any other type of shrub that I have that I want to keep in a circular form, I'll prune and shape this mum into this globe form that I've got going on here. And now I typically do that in the early spring. I'll cut it back, I'll shape it, and I'll give it a 1/4 strength dose of plant tone. And what that'll do is help it thicken up and bush out, and then I'll come back again in midsummer and give it a 1/2 dose strength of plant tone. And then I'll start at that point to look for buds to start to swell. And by June, mid-June, I'll cut any buds off that I see because I don't want it to bloom in the summer. I want it to bloom in the fall. So you can see here that once I give it that 1/2 dose strength, it really thickens up, fills out. And then once I start to see the buds forming in late summer, I'll come in with a regular dose strength of flower tone. And this is what it looks like. Full, huge and gorgeous. So again, that's 2 cutbacks. The first is in the spring where I'll shape it. The second one is in midsummer, late spring, early to midsummer, where I'll cut off any blooms, continue to keep it shaped properly, and then I'll give it a 1/2 dose strength of plant tone. And then once it's right about at the time where I want to start to see it push these really nice blooms, I'll come in with some flower tone. And I've got 2 other examples that I want to show you of how they look as they progress. But this is going to be full, beautiful, and gorgeous. So let me take you over to an aster that I've had blooming for about 3 weeks, and I'll show you what I'll do once it's done blooming. Now here's that aster I was telling you guys about. This has been in bloom for almost 3 weeks, and as you can see, some of the blooms are starting to fade, but there are a lot of new buds also. So once this is done flowering, I'll cut it back just to where I start to see that green foliage emerging, and I'll leave it until next spring and then follow my care steps to have it rebloom just like this the following year. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you learned something from how to rebloom your hardy mums and asters. If you have any care tips for these plants, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. Take care, guys. Remember, in all things, give thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.